Today I will be preparing some copper formate for the conductive ink. For that I have some copper sulfate pentahydrate. In a beaker with stir bar I will add 32.5 grams of copper sulfate pentahydrate. For this we need to first make a solution of it by adding 125 milliliters of water and then convert it into basic copper carbonate before reacting it with formic acid, as directly reacting it with formic acid can lead to sulfate impurities. After everything got dissolved in 125 milliliters of water, it was removed and a beaker with 15 grams of sodium carbonate was added with a stir bar and 80 ml of water laterally. This dissolved the whole sodium carbonate after some time. The solvation of sodium carbonate is exothermic, that can be seen as the vapors of water can be seen on the covering plate. After everything has dissolved and the solution was hot, so the copper sulfate solution was brought back onto my stir bar, and then slowly the sodium carbonate solution was added. The addition should be very slow, as this will lead to the effervescence of some carbon dioxide gas. At first, nothing happened, but when I became too lazy and added a lot of sodium carbonate solution, randomly a lot of precipitate appeared and my whole stir bar jammed. After everything jammed, suddenly a volcano of carbon dioxide gas started to come over. Then you need a handy dandy glass rod because stirring plate is not going to work anymore from this time. I was pretty lucky to not have the reaction out of control, and it was stirred very strongly so that carbon dioxide bubbles can escape and the reaction did not overflow. I was very lucky to not have an overflow on my hot plate. This should be added for a time span of 30 minutes. I added it in a little bit faster, but it didn't luckily overflow. Then it was filtered off, which was a pretty boring and monotonous work. After that, the basic copper carbonate paste was transferred to a beaker and 30 ml of formic acid was added slowly. The last few ml should be added very slowly, as this will determine whether it is fully neutralized or not. I used 85% formic acid solution. At last, it will be added very slowly, as the slow addition will help us to know whether it is neutralized, because the acidic solutions are not good, as it can contain residual formic acid. When there is little bit of precipitate left, it should be filtered off, as this will guarantee us a neutral solution of copper formate. I added it for a time span of 20 to 30 minutes, as there was effervescence of carbon dioxide gas. And from now onwards, this addition led to the solvation of most of the basic copper carbonate into copper formate, and a dark blue solution was obtained, which was then filtered off. I didn't show the process, I crystallized it and I crashed it down with methanol and then dried in my desiccator to get some copper formate. I didn't measure the yield.